Hey folks, the purpose of today's video is to kind of answer some questions I always get about my Pacific Rim Kaiju figures here. One of the first questions I always get is, are these for sale? No, a lot of these are 10 years old and I really like them, so I don't want to sell them. In fact, the opposite is true. If you have any of the ones I don't have that I'm looking for, let me know. The second most common question is, where did I buy these from? I hear that all the time. The reason most people ask this question is because they want to get these figures themselves, and right now they don't currently sell any Pacific Rim figures at retail. I acquired my collection mostly at places like Toys R Us, back when they were still open in the United States, Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store. Early on they used to sell them at Target from what I remember, but that quickly changed and they no longer had them at Target. And depending on the brand, I would occasionally find some at Amazon as well. Where can you find Pacific Rim Kaiju figures today? Well, starting with online resources, eBay is the number one, then probably Mercari, and of course there's Facebook Marketplace. You can find some gems on there. Another good way to find Kaiju figures on Facebook would be to join a Godzilla figure group, and a lot of trading and selling goes on in those groups as well, and a lot of them will have Pacific Rim figures. On a side note, if you do go to Amazon to make Kaiju purchases, remember many of the listings on there are knockoffs. The easiest way to tell if a Kaiju figure is a knockoff in the Pacific Rim range is to look at the name brand that's listed there. If it's a NECA, then it should say NECA Toys. If it's a Bandai, it should say Bandai Toys. If it's a Diamond Select, so on and so forth, it should say that name brand on the listing. And here's a small list of some of the local places you might be able to find Pacific Rim Kaiju figures. Your local comic book shop is a good place to check first. I'd also check out comic conventions, toy shows, any kind of vintage shops. Antique shops will carry toys of any age, so it is a good place to check out. Thrift stores like Goodwill or Salvation Army is also a good place to check for Kaiju figures. Swap meets and flea markets are also a good place to find Kaiju figures. And the final question for the day, who made these action figures? First up, we're going to look at the NECA Toys Pacific Rim 1 line. NECA has definitely the largest cast of different Kaiju in the line. Here's a couple of them. The main Kaiju we're going to focus on though is Knifehead here. He comes with 4 articulated arms and a bendy wire tail. NECA toys definitely come with the best articulation, solid paint applications, and are overall solid feeling Kaiju figures. The heavier, thicker plastic gives the figure a very premium feel. In 2017, Pacific Rim 2 was released. NECA no longer had the license. It was split between both Bandai and Diamond Select Toys. The Bandai Kaiju figures from the series are completely different from the Jaegers that Bandai built. They're different packaging, different paint, different articulation. They're a completely different line practically. Raijin here is the Bandai Pacific Rim 2 Kaiju we've been looking at here. The paint detail on him is pretty decent. The chrome blue on his face really makes the figure pop. His shading and dry brushing really help to accentuate the overall sculpt. They come with very similar articulation to their movie Monster Series line, really only 4 points, both the arms and the legs. When you compare that with NECA, you see NECA has tons of articulation, including a bendy wire tail, so when it comes to articulation, NECA definitely wins this battle. The figures are technically soft vinyl, but they're definitely harder than the Bandai movie Monster Series Godzilla line. The Bandai Kaiju line is totally different from the line of Jaegers that Bandai had made from this movie. Different articulation, different paint, completely different line. It's almost a different toy line entirely. The 3 Kaiju action figures made by Bandai Toys from Pacific Rim 2 came in boxes similar to this. Raijin here was the last Pacific Rim Kaiju I bought from Toys R Us. I remember buying them on clearance when they were shutting down in America. The second company that produced Kaiju figures from Pacific Rim 2 was Diamond Select Toys. Technically, Diamond Select only released one true Kaiju figure from the second film, and this is him, Hakuja. Diamond Select also released a line of Jaegers from Pacific Rim 2, including this Jaeger drone. However, on the packaging, this figure is referred to as a Kaiju drone. These drones were engineered with dormant Kaiju brains, making them half Jaeger and half Kaiju. The Jaegers from Diamond Select have a completely different feel than the Hakuja figure. They're made with a different material, feel similar to the NECA line, and have great paint and detail, and this drone is no exception. The one complaint I have about the Jaeger figures is that they can be top heavy, can have weaker joints, and sometimes that makes them likely to topple over. Switching back over to Hakuja, he's made with a soft vinyl, though he still feels a bit harder than the Bandai Raijin figure in comparison. Hakuja's paint job is awesome. The teals, yellows all mix in into the sculpt and look really great. Most of Hakuja's joints are just swivels. He has swivels on the back legs, swivels on the ankles, swivels at the knees. He does come with ball jointed shoulders for his first primary arms, and again more swivel joints throughout. So he comes with pretty good articulation. He also comes with head articulation and jaw articulation. My one complaint about Hakuja here is he's missing his tongue, but I did get him secondhand, so that is how he came. The last line we're looking at here is the McFarlane Toys Pacific Rim Kaiju figures. The only two McFarlane Kaiju I have are Utachi here and Raiju. But the main McFarlane Kaiju we'll be looking at is Raiju. One thing that's unique to the McFarlane line and adds extra value is the accessories that come with them. Each figure comes with 2 miniature vehicles, a miniature destroyable building, and a comic book. Raiju here comes with 5 points of articulation, starting with the head, the arms, the legs, and even a bendy wire tail. I think it's kind of nice to see the bendy wire tail return. Overall, I'm pretty disappointed with the McFarlane line, mostly for the lack of paint and size of the figures. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Please leave any questions you want to see me answer in part 2 in the comments below.